Breaking news: the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), has expressed great disappointment with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for allegedly failing to honor an agreement purportedly made between Tinubu's son Sheyi and Kanu's family before the 2023 general elections. Now, my country people, in a viral statement by Kanu's younger brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, claimed that Sheyi Tinubu, with the approval of his father, had personally met him in Abuja. That was before the election, oh. And during the meeting, an arrangement was allegedly reached that IPOB would not call for an election boycott in exchange for Nnamdi Kanu's release if Tinubu becomes president. And now, Prince Emmanuel Kanu expressed frustration that nearly 2 years into Tinubu's presidency, Nnamdi Kanu, his brother, remains in detention. He noted that Justice Binta Nyako, who had been presiding over Kanu's case, recused herself months ago, yet no new judge has been assigned to Nnamdi Kanu's case. So, how come this government now has failed to keep their own part of the agreement? Now, according to them, Tinubu had visited Owerri during his campaign, and he publicly affirmed his commitment to facilitating Nnamdi Kanu's release if he is elected. And then IPOB, according to Kanu's younger brother, had kept their own part of the agreement, ensuring that there was no call for election boycott, despite having the capacity to do so. However, it defies logic that nearly 2 years after President Tinubu assumed office, Nnamdi Kanu remains in the custody of the DSS without any formal charges. The appeal court had discharged him and ordered his release, a decision that Buhari's administration ignored. The Supreme Court also determined that his bail should not have been revoked, yet this has been disregarded. And the Nigerian courts are unwilling to resolve this case on merits, relying instead on technicalities to stall proceedings. And his detention lacks any legal basis, either in Nigeria or anywhere else in the world. It's quite disappointing, that those who claim to be honorable cannot keep their words. Now, this is Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra, that's Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother, making this statement that Tinubu broke his promise to facilitate Nnamdi Kanu's release. My country people, make una come chook mouth for this matter, because they've been a call for action, and the Kanu's family has continued to demand for the fulfillment of this promise made during the campaign, questioning why the agreement was not honored. They also urged the Nigerian government to expedite the legal process and release Nnamdi Kanu, who remains in detention without formal charges. And guys, they have said Tinubu is a breaker of his word, that he does not keep to his word. Now, it's quite unwise going to an arrangement with someone who has been tagged as a drug baron. It's quite unwise going into a secret arrangement. Now, it is no longer secret because the second person has failed to honor the agreement. It is still very unwise by not letting Nnamdi Kanu to know about this arrangement or this agreement before going in for him and for his release. Nnamdi Kanu can never go into any agreement with the zoo called Nigeria without involving foreigners, because he knows Nigeria very well as a very useless and lawless country. Now, the people of the entire Biafra region are watching. Do you know why Nigeria has not moved forward? Because criminals will not allow freedom fighters to be freed. Instead, they tend to imprison freedom fighters. Nigerians are against what is happening to Nnamdi Kanu. It is quite unreasonable to go into an agreement with a Nigerian with the Nigerian lawless with this lawlessness state of Nigeria, or these Nigerian politicians that does not respect any agreement, whatsoever. Now, it is quite natural for siblings to do something for their siblings, but then what is so unfortunate is that this agreement has not been reached. My country people, what are your thoughts on this? Now, the fact that this agreement was made secret is one thing, we can't really comprehend, because up until now we've not heard about this agreement. We've not heard about this agreement up until now. This is when we are getting to hear of this agreement that Tinubu actually entered into an agreement. I mean, Sheyi Tinubu entered into an agreement with Nnamdi Kanu's brother that he will be released after Tinubu is voted in. Guys, you see, politicians cannot be trusted. Politicians cannot be trusted. And it is quite worrisome. It is quite worrisome that even the president has kept mute on this. Sheyi Tinubu himself has kept mute on this very issue. Not only, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made such promises, if at all he made such a promise, because during his campaign, I don't think Tinubu ever made mention of releasing Nnamdi Kanu. I don't think Tinubu ever made mention of releasing Nnamdi Kanu. But then, this is a very new and fresh statement coming from Kanu's family regarding Tinubu's agreement, regarding Tinubu's promise to them. But so far, I don't think Tinubu ever made a public declaration of promising to release Nnamdi Kanu. Else, the southeastern politicians and lawmakers would have, they would have held Tinubu to his words. They would have held Tinubu to his words by now. But nobody is holding him to his words, because I don't know if he made such declarations. Now, this agreement, was it an audio agreement or was it written on paper? Was it really written on paper? Did they take this agreement to court? Was a lawyer present? And at this point, we don't really know how far the details of this agreement was. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.